Well, hello, and I am back. Thank you all for tuning in and for waiting for me. I appreciate you all so very much. I appreciate you all. Who was first? Peace of my mind was first. What is happening? Mike Bulmer. Hello, how are you? Is it Jeremy? Jermer? I don't know. I say it wrong every time, but I'm always really happy when you're here. And if I say it wrong, I don't know. Are you Junior? Junior Mister? I don't know. Is my intro long enough? Are you guys catching the entire show? Let me know. Hello. Hello, how are you, Poe Man? Welcome in. It's great to see you all. I am back. If you guys are new here, feel free to smash a subscribe because I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers. That's right. I'm not all dolled up. I didn't even do my hair. This is au naturel. Yeah. If I go to sleep with wet hair and I wake up in the morning, it's like waking up with a different person because I have all of this hair that I don't usually have. All crazy, going nuts. You know, it was just that type of a day where I had to let it flow. Let's see. So, yes, if you guys can, go ahead and share the stream out. I've been super shadow banned. And you guys know I refuse to buy bots. I'm not going to buy views. That's just crazy. Like if there's like legit only 2 people in here, I'm going live for the 2 people that are here. Right now it says there's 10. So welcome to all 10 of you. So yes, I've been super shadow banned over on X. I don't know exactly what I did. Hello, John Legend. Let's put some comments up there. You missed it. I did the welcoming of everyone in the room, and you were not here for it. We were doing the way back Wednesday. We're not going to do that again, though. We're not going to do that because it's Thursday now. You know, I don't know why I got shadow banned. So there's multiple reasons why you can get shadow banned. One, you can make a comment and then make people mad and then they all like mute you or block you. And that's usually what will do it if people mute you or block you. So I don't know what I did or said to make people mad, but look, that happens. It happens. It's okay. That's okay. If I make people mad, I make people mad. I'm not going to censor myself. When I first got into crypto, there was a gentleman who had offered me a YouTube channel, and I said to him, well, what do I talk about? And he says, oh, look, they'll give you a script. And I'm like, a script? I don't want to go off a script. I don't want you to tell me what to say on my own channel. That's crazy. So that's why I love the Gokhshtein News Network. So shout out to them. The show is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network. It was the females during one of my Friday shows, potentially. We did, okay, I did think about, we talked about the herpy bear. Maybe the herpy bear comment. Maybe that did it. I don't know. I posted that to YouTube, though. I thought YouTube would not like that more, but YouTube was fine with it. YouTube actually pushed it out quite a bit. So I'm like, come on, you guys. I don't know. Yeah, no one wants a script. We're over it. We're living in a time when AI is everywhere. I'm going to call this out right now. I have seen multiple people who have taken some shots of themselves and have now used AI prompts to script themselves new content every day. So imagine I stand here and record myself and I say a bunch of stuff to it, tell a couple stories, and now the AI knows how I sound, what my mannerisms are, things like that. But it's crazy to me because I saw one of my friends do it first and he was doing it like skits. And it was funny because he was doing like, and like, look, he's not even scripting it. I'm certain that AI is just pumping out these videos and he's watching them, and the funniest ones are the ones that are getting posted. So Like at first I was excited and cheering for him, but now I've seen other people starting to do this. Now there's someone else who is sitting there and they're just talking about crypto. So imagine if I just sat here and filmed myself doing a show, and then each of my subsequent shows after that were never going to be real shows. They were all going to be AI iterations of me. And you could legitimately tell this bot. So it's Claude Code, which I've been trying to work with Claude Code a little bit. So you can work with Claude and you can tell Claude what to do. So if I wanted to, I could script myself a show and tell it, hey, every day, pull up the charts, look at the crypto charts, break down a little bit of, charting analysis, and then go over the news. And essentially, I would never have to film another show again. Every show is just going to be AI version of me, but all the information's going to be new because it's going to pull real-time data from that day. It's crazy, right? So this is where I come back to. We have to go back to being real and authentic. And when I create content, I don't always want to edit it too much. I like to try and get it all in one go. And if I start messing up and reshooting it a bunch of times, I just feel like it's not genuine anymore. It loses its luster. The more times you have to do it and cut through it, and it kills me. It kills me. AI BS, this BS lady. Maybe it will be an improvement. I'm not saying that AI in general is not an improvement, but when it comes to receiving your news information or what's going on in the world and the headlines and the charts, you can't rely on AI to be giving you the breakdown, especially when most of us have challenged AI enough times that you can get AI to change what its answer is. So hire some guy here named Cliff to help me take some notes. Exactly. I could do that. That would be great. Cliff's notes were amazing. That was how we used to crash study for tests back in the day. But then the teachers all knew about the Cliff's notes. So then they would technically try and make the test around everything except what was in the Cliff's notes. So that way they knew that you had actually read the book. But anyway, don't ask me how I knew that, because I always did everything correctly and read all of the books and did the reports and the assignments early and on time. No, I will tell you guys the one way I probably cheated the most in high school. Barnes and Noble used to have the books on tape, and you could go, and pretty much any book you could go get on tape, especially if it was a book that was being covered in high school. Then it was some sort of bestseller, a classic, something like that. You could go on into Barnes and Noble and pick up the book on tape. And so I would wait until right before the final, I would buy the book on tape, listen to the whole book in 2 days. And then I would get so into it because I would just kind of lay there and listen to this story get told to me. And then I would go to test and I would get an A every time. It was the easiest thing I ever did in my life. It was the easiest thing. Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird is very good. To Kill a Mockingbird is very good. Yes, I have read that one. I'm not going to admit if I read or listened to that one, but yes. Okay, here's another one. As an adult, I love to read still as an adult, but I do occasionally have to still listen to audiobooks. So I had an Audible account actually since 2017. I just recently canceled it. Because I've been paying on this for 3 years and I've not used a book in a while. Not on there anyway. And so, but one of the books that I originally got that I tried at first to read was the oh my gosh, what is it? It's the Robert Greene one. What is it? The laws. What is it? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it. Anyway, I tried to read that one and it was a very difficult read. I didn't enjoy reading it as much as I then got it on Audible, and listening to Robert Greene's book for me was a lot easier than trying to read Robert Greene's book. So I don't know if it's that way for everything, because the biggest book I've ever read was a 700-page book that was on like Oprah Winfrey's like a book of the month thing. And it was like this book about, I don't know, this boy and his dog. And I got really mad because it was like 732 pages in. And then the boy runs into this burning house and after the dog, and you never know if him and the dog make it out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I just read 732 pages and I don't know whether this boy or this dog lives. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I will say all this time, it's probably been at least like 15 years since I read that book. I still think about it. Like, did the boy and the dog make it? Did they make it? I'm sure they had to. I'm sure they had to. There's probably some like sequel somewhere with another 700 pages. And I'm not going to read it because you want to know why? Because like Poe Man said, gay, I'm mad now. I'm mad now. They did the, they hit me with the freaking Sopranos. They like left mid-sentence. You can't do that. We are invested. That was like a decade of Sopranos. Okay, 700 pages of a book and you leave me with a cliffhanger? Like, that is, I deserve a refund. I deserve a refund. I do love to read though. I don't get to read as much as I used to, but when I did the most reading in my life, like outside of like being a kid, was when I traveled on the train, commuted on the train to and from work. So it was like, 45 minutes, give or take each way. And so I had like a solid hour and a half a day of reading. And that was when I was like, I was really just plowing through the books at that time, which was why I was crazy enough. I was thinking, you know what? I can do a 700-page book. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Now I've been reading the Bible, you guys. I've been like, and I'm not like saying that in like, I don't know, the most generic way. I feel like it can be very generic, but I came across my grandmother's old Bible, and then she had like, the parts were all labeled in it that she had highlighted, and then she even underlined certain parts. And so because she had her favorite parts, it started by me reading the Bible, by going by her favorite parts and reading which excerpts she had selected. But then there's some crazy stuff in there. There's some really, really crazy stuff in there. And so if you start going like, you know, towards the back of the Bible, there's some crazy stuff in there, you guys. There's a reason why it's one of the greatest books of all time. It's the most reproduced book of all time. It's a great freaking story. It's not just like, oh, feel good, or oh, because I mean, some of it is actually kind of dark and scary. Like, some of it is actually kind of bad. It is very entertaining. It is very entertaining. You can actually find on YouTube, there will be like stories, like people will just tell like Genesis, and it'll be like starting of Genesis. Ezekiel's crazy. Yeah, I should bring in my Bible and like highlight some of the crazy parts that I've been reading in it because I'm just really surprised by some of the stuff that is in there. And it's like funny because you go to church, right? You go to church, and church is always going to focus on the same sayings and the same parts and the same. Just like whenever it comes time to get married, you go to a wedding and you go to look up quotes from scripture for the wedding. Well, you know, there's quotes in there for love, but then the quotes that you'd use for love in a wedding, you try and break it down. And then like some of those quotes, it sounds like a love quote, but then it's not really a love quote in the context it's used in or in the right way. And so it's just a really interesting thing. It's a really interesting thing. Adultery and prostitution everywhere. Sounds like current times, doesn't it? Sounds like current times. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Blocky will sometimes do his drive-in live, and we get to see prostitutes on his drive-in live. And there's actually a part of my town, if I go, you can go down any time of the day or night, and there will be probably people walking up and down. It's kind of crazy. The whole entire, it's just the human trafficking thing that's going on. I don't know how much of it is actually prostitution, so much as like human trafficking that's going on. And yeah, again, it seems like there's things that America does to try and fight these things, but then like homeless, it never gets fixed, right? We put all this money and all these resources into fixing problems and they never get fixed. So I don't know. Why is that? Why is that? Well, because if we fix the problem, then there's no longer a need to assign money to that problem. So why would you fix it? Why would you fix it? So, but you guys, hello, Mama Shadow. I see you in the comments. I see you there. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. And Corvette, I see you too. I see you too. I'm kind of curious. Corvette camping, is that like, are you camping with the car? Are you like camping off of the car? Do you drag your camper with the car? Probably can't do that. I would imagine you can't do that. I need to know more about this Corvette camping because I'm not much of a camper. I'm not much of a camper. I do not do camping. I'm a resort kind of girl. I like a warm shower and a bed and like coziness. In the car. He says, okay, he camps in the car. Nice. That's nice. No camper. Yeah, let's see. I haven't slept in my car in a really long time, but that was like in my early 20s. I'd go down to LA and I'd be like, oh, I'll just book a room later. And then later would come and all the rooms would be booked out. And then I'd just be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just sleep in my car then. So it was just, fail to plan type thing, which I do not do that anymore, you guys. If you could only see me now, I'm like, got the notes, got all the things. So, you guys, we do have a show to get into for today. I think I'm done ranting and raving for the first 16-minute intro of this show. I think I allowed enough time for everyone to get in here. If you can, smash a like, smash a subscribe if you're new here. Help me get to 1,500. You guys want to know what? I missed Randy yesterday on the freaking Fox Business News. I thought it was yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before. And I looked for it and I was like, where's the show? It was something else. Where's the show? I was so mad. And then I was like, oh, it's tomorrow. My kids had a hair appointment at 2:00 and I thought for sure they would be done. I would be home by 5. 3 hours, right? It's not going to take 3 hours at the hair salon. But I was making my kids blonde and that took forever. So I didn't get home until 6 o'clock. I missed the whole friggin' segment with Randy. I wanted to cry. I wanted to get a picture of her on my TV. So Randy has to go back on Fox Business News. That's the only option. Randy has to go back. She has to go back. That's the only option. So did you guys catch her on Fox? Let me know in the comments. Was it excellent? I'm going to try and find the replay. I'm going to find the replay. So yeah, they did your boy James dirty. Aw. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into the show because Bitcoin is kind of stuck here in a little channel. We want to see it make a little move, but we'll take a look at the charts and see what is going on. I'm reading John Legend's comment. He says, I have Fox Randy DVR recorded, but by the time I go to share it, she'll probably already have it up, I'm sure. You know what? I thought about that too, and I thought, our girl Randy, she's probably going to have it up. I imagine she will probably have it up, and I don't blame her. I think it's such a big deal. She was on there with Natalie Brunelli. I can't remember who else was on the show. But she did a panel talking about crypto, and I think it's so neat. I love what she's doing to have her presence there on mainstream media and to be able to have that opportunity to continue to go back. Like, I will champion for her. I will watch and cheer for her. Like, I want her to continue to have that opportunity, like as many times as she can go. Like, I think it's so great because it really does allow a chance for mainstream media and people that watch mainstream media to be exposed in a way that they're not currently. Because right now, every article, everything that comes out about Bitcoin, it is poised in a way that Bitcoin is not the future of finance. And we all know that Bitcoin is the future of finance. So let's go ahead and take a look at it because Bitcoin is currently trading at 77,646. So we are in this little channel here. We can see from our market cipher B line down on the bottom, money flow was in the green most of the day. Look at this, most of the day, but then it moved ever so slightly into the red, and we're just kind of more or less stuck in this channel here. Whenever it gets like this, I like to go like this. When in doubt, zoom out, right? When in doubt, zoom out. That's what we like. So it doesn't look as scary once we see that we're just in this tiny little channel here. And look at, we're still only going up to 79,000. Let's drag it out a little more. Here we're only showing to 80K. Look at this tight little coil we've got going on. This tight little coil. Now let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. It's just waiting, itching for a breakout here. Itching for a breakout here. Now, will we go up? Will we go down? It honestly looks to me when I look at this, like money is mostly in the green, with the exception of right now. We can see RSI line has moved up. Things are looking a little better. We just printed a green dot. We have everything moving up. So as we continue throughout the show, we'll keep an eye on this because I have a feeling we may potentially see money flow back into the green unless we print another red dot. So Corvette said, hopefully she ends up running Fox. I see that for her. She is such a powerhouse. She's such a force for how young she is. And I just feel like I can't wait to see what happens with her in the next like 10 years. You know what I mean? It's like, because she's still just such a baby and still just getting her name out there and becoming known. And it's so exciting to see somebody so early in their career. Mike Bulmer says, it's going to dump soon, Julie. We have a new resident bear. Aw, when will Julie get more followers? Julie is an excellent personality. Thank you, John. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. You know, honestly, it's the price. It's price action. I don't mind. It can be a little discouraging when we get into these times where nothing's really happening. Like the market's not really moving. I'll go on the day chart. Nothing's really moving in the market. And now we're just in this like sideways holding pattern, right? Like look at here on the day. I mean, it looks a little better on the day chart because now we put in a couple of green days, but no. I mean, by and large, it looks to me like we've already done this exercise, you guys, and I don't know why I'm even doing it again because we already know what we're going to see. We already know what we're going to see. This was when I was like ASMRing. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. We've got it. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, I just feel like when you look at this chart, it looks to me like we're probably going to have another step down. Because this little range here looks an awful lot like this range here. So yeah, I mean, this is where we're at. We're looking at a full year right now. This is a full year snapshot. If we are talking about bear market, and if we're in a bear market and, you know, maybe this was the top and I don't know, what did we say? 1010 was kind of the Pico. Down only since 1010. I think that's here, right? Right around in here. So yeah, I mean, we fell down and went sideways, and then we fell down, we went sideways, but we started to fall, and now it's like we're in this like another channel of like hopium. It feels to me like we're in a channel getting ready to break out. Let's go back more. Because this was back last bull run, right? 22. We went into 24. And then, yeah, We have more down. We have more down. There's no way. We didn't go up that far. And only retrace this, what is this, 29% or something like that? Well, I don't even know if this will tell me. Will this tell me anything? Probably not. Does not tell me jack shit. But I did it. I made a line. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I feel like we're due for probably another breakdown from here. And then, yeah, I think all signs are pointing towards, like, even if we break down low, like, even if we break down, our next level of breakdown is still like what, 70K, 69 again, right around in here. That's not that much more of a retracement from where we're at now. And do we expect that to be like the bottom of the bear market? No. Some people are saying the end of this summer, potentially. And that's a pretty line. Thank you, peace of my mind. Wait, what did Jesse say? Strong support at 0. Up or down, we get paid either way. Good job, Jesse. Jesse is either really good at shorting the market or he has been playing hyper liquid and had a nice long on it. So speaking of, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the market before I hop over. I probably want to get back on a 15-minute timeline though. Let's go back. I love the 15. I love the 15, you guys, in case you can't tell. Well, come back here. Come back here. Come back here. All right. We did it. All right. Let's go back. Ethereum, I swear, 2140. It loves it. 2137 right now. Solana is up just a bit because we were at 85. Currently sitting at 87.75. Chainlink, it's at $9.77. Loves that $9 range. Sui's trading at $1.14, and ADA is back up at the 25-cent range. So that is the broader market, slightly green across the board, but let's go ahead and take a look over at our crypto bubbles. Hype has kind of been the big winner of the day. We'll talk a bit more about Hype because Hype is having a bit of a rally, but then has had a bit of a sell-off as well because no doubt there's some people who are in very early and have some high holdings on that. So I'm sure there was no insiders on that. I'm sure there was no insiders on there. But there are people that I know that have gone big on Hyperliquid. CryptoFace was just posting about his wins on Hyperliquid. So shout out to him. Shout out to Market Cipher. They're the sponsor of the show today and every day. So check them out. They use the Market Cipher Beeline that I was utilizing earlier. Guys, I love my Market Cipher Beeline. I'm tired of seeing AVAX there. They're going to make me cave. Yeah, it's one of those things where some of these coins will make you FOMO in. You know, I feel like even though Pump has like a lot of negative stuff about it, I still think Pump will probably be a fairly decent play. But yeah, AVAX it's going to be a good one to be in this cycle. But Hype, I mean, let's go on. We'll talk about Hype because this is over on X. Hyperliquid prints a fresh all-time high as Hype rips past $62. Hyperliquid X just punched through its September 2025 high to trade at $62.05, up nearly 19% on the day and 43% on the week. Market cap is now at $15.5 billion, with the token sitting at rank number 10 on CoinMarketCap. Spot Hype ETFs from Bitwise and 21 Shares have pulled in $54 million in net inflows over the 7-day trading period, with Wednesday's $25.5 million the biggest one-day session. Institutions are piling in faster than they did into the spot Bitcoin ETFs on a market cap adjusting basis. So Bitwise calls it a Gen 2 super app chasing a 600 trillion global asset market, not a 3 trillion crypto one. So 99% of the protocol revenue goes to hype buybacks. Goldman Sachs rotated out of Solana and XRP ETFs and into hype treasury exposed last quarter. What does that tell you? The money is moving to hype. Holy moly, but $62 just seems like a high buy. So let's go back. Share this. Let's pull it up. All right, we're currently trading at $58.23. So yeah, there's been, I mean, it's not down that much from the all-time high. Sorry, I got a text message. So it's not down that much from all-time high, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you are looking to get in, if you are sidelined, this is the part of the cycle where if you are sidelined and you need to get in, or you haven't gotten in, or you're just completely in stables, like if hype was something you wanted to get in, well, I mean, it was just at $51. Are you going to buy in at 62? No. Well, that's just in a day. Let's look at it in the week, because it was just at $40. Like, it's hard to want to buy something when it's already up so high. But then you see, like, okay, Goldman Sachs bought into Bitcoin ETF, but what did that really do? We didn't hit 200K Bitcoin. Goldman Sachs didn't push it to 200K. So they're buying on speculation as well, right? Maybe they're creating their own Momo. Maybe they're creating their own momentum. Like, hey, we're going to buy into this. And one of them buys into it and another one buys into it. And then they all take turns aping into stuff, but they don't really know what they're doing either. Why do we think that they know what they're doing? Why do we care what they're doing? It's a good question. Why do we care what they're doing? Why do we care? Oh, because they control all the money in the world. Maybe that's why. All right, you guys, let's get into some breaking news. Back into Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid whale won't close his hype short despite a $22 million unrealized loss. Hype's rally is flashing exhaustion near its record high resistance, rising the risk of a 20% pullback towards the $51 range to $45 support zone. So, which was about where it was a week ago. A hype whale is refusing to close a massive short position, even though the token's rally leaves traders sitting on more than 22 million in unrealized loss. So, as of Thursday, a wallet that held a 5x cross margin short on 1.8 million hype, worth about 102 million, with an entry price of $44.96. So the hype's currently trading around $56.30. The position was down to roughly 22 million. The trader had earned about $204,000 in funding, but that barely offset the growing losses as hype has rallied nearly 8% intraday. So the short exposure was worth about 95 million earlier on Thursday, suggesting the whale had increased his exposure despite mounting losses, which that is true, right? So if his short exposure was worth 95 million and he's gotten it down to 22 million, he definitely had to buy that position down. He had to accumulate more. So he's trying, he's holding strong, but it makes you wonder, who is a whale that's holding something so strong? Is this like a manipulation? Is this an internal game that's being played? Like what exactly is going on? So strong hype accumulation may deepen the whale's losses. Hype has emerged as one of the best performing cryptocurrencies so far in 2026, up about 134% compared to the crypto market's 16% drop. A huge chunk of those gains surfaced in May as market attention turned to newly launched U.S. spot hype ETFs and Coinbase's role as the official treasury deployer for USDC on Hyperliquid. Since the May 12th launch, these ETFs have attracted more than 85.7 million amid a steady increase in daily inflows, according to Data Resource. So, A wallet link to the Galaxy Digital bought 151 million hype, or 151,000 hype, worth 8.8 million in 2 hours, while a new wallet withdrew 536,000 hype, worth about 29 million. So together they accumulated and withdrew just under 700,000 hype. So about almost $40 million. So it's just really huge moves that are going on here. So are these intentional? Are these maybe overseas investors who really believed in Hyperliquid or did not believe in Hyperliquid, and Hyperliquid has done a lot better than they expected? But they have a big short in. So, and they're continuing. So Hype technicals hint at a 20% correction. Hype's rally is showing signs of an upside exhaustion as the price tests the upper boundary of its ascending channel. That resistance zone sits near the 59 to 60 range. The same area marked Hype's September 2025 record high before plunging over 65%, as did stuff like Zcash. So its daily relative strength index, or RSI, has climbed to around 77, the highest level since May of 2025, putting Hype firmly in the overbought territory. So if you guys are looking to buy, it would be a good time once there is a pullback on that. So moving on, chance of new Bitcoin lows are extremely slim as long-term holders supply top 15 million Bitcoin. So data suggests Bitcoin's chance of dropping below 60,000 again is slim to none, thanks to long-term investors holding more than 71% of the asset's total supply. This is supply shock in the making. The chance of Bitcoin falling below 60K is extremely slim, according to data showing that Bitcoin's long-term holders increased their holdings to almost 72% of the total supply. In addition to this data, the key technical signal turned bullish for the first time since February. Bitcoin price may avoid fresh new lows, says analyst. So the crypto analyst said that the possibility of revisiting the fresh lows had become extremely low. So yeah, are we going to continue to stay bearish? Maybe not for too much longer. Maybe not for too much longer. Okay. Binance launches SpaceX linked perp futures ahead of the IPO. The crypto exchange new pre-IPO futures product lets traders speculate on SpaceX's expected public market evaluation before the company begins trading on public exchanges. So interesting stuff here. Binance launched perp future contracts tied to the expected valuation of private companies ahead of their public listings, starting with SpaceX. So we just read about another company that was doing this yesterday. So it sounds like, again, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of doing perp futures for companies ahead of listings. I think the other one was companies. I think it was companies ahead of their listings. Anyway, I feel like this idea is not new now, but SpaceX IPO, very interesting stuff there. I think it's going to do well. All right. Mark Cuban says he sold most of his Bitcoin because he is a paper-handed biatch. Billionaire, investor, entrepreneur, and former Dallas Maverick owner Mark Cuban believes that Bitcoin has lost the plot and said he sold most of his holdings of the asset during an interview. So Cuban previously said that Bitcoin could rival gold as a store of value in the right macroeconomic conditions, but said that right now he's disappointed in recent performance of the top crypto asset by market cap amid macro volatility and the war in Iran. I always thought it was a better version of gold than gold, said Cuban. But gold just blew up and went straight to 5,000 and Bitcoin dropped. Every time the dollar dropped, Bitcoin should have gone up. He added, it's not the hedge I expected it to be. So it's not a hedge, but it is a asset class that you want to hold. It's paper-handed biatch. Bitcoin, which is trading around 77,000 on Thursday, has fallen around 29% in the last year of trading and is now 38% down from its October all-time high. Okay, that's what I was looking for. We're down 38%, so 10% more than I thought. But statistically speaking, if this is a bear market and that is the bottom, that is not that bad. It's not that bad. I guess 60s would have been the bottom, but it's still, we're talking, what, 40%-ish range? While the precious metals maintain the largest market cap of any asset globally, more than 31 trillion, the price has also fallen more than 17% since making a new all-time high above 5,500. So, again, Mark Cuban is a paper-handed biatch. All right, you guys, that is the show for today. If you guys are new here, smash the subscribe. Help me get to 1,500. But this is also a bear market. If I don't get to 1,500 right away, I understand. I'm just gonna be like this. Time. If not, the Julian Joxie show at 10 a.m. You guys, the lovely Joxie Coxie will be back. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will catch you all on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.